What's going on, people? What's going on? Before we begin, if you can like, comment, subscribe, of course. If you can hit that subscribe button with your knuckles, you're an excellent puncher with knockout accuracy. Obviously, if you look around, it's a little later in the day. I was able to snag an off day today, with it being Saturday and everything, which is always great. Got a chance to run some errands and all that other good stuff. Real quick, I wanted to discuss two things that really I noticed yesterday that got on my nerves watching, man. First thing, the whole situation with the Quarter Carl and what is it, Hallway Hasselhoff and Quarter Carl, what they're calling them on Twitter. If you don't know, there's a gentleman who was basically was inside of a hallway or a lobby or something like that. It looked like it was an apartment complex, and there was two black gentlemen who were trying to get inside the apartment. And what it turns out is the guy was asking them questions about why they were there and all this other stuff, and like just basically drilling them with questions like he was an authority or something like that. So the conversation ensues, and the guys are like, yo, get out of my way, we're trying to get to where I live, what is your problem, move, get out of my face. And the guy's like standing on the side of the hallway, and he's like constantly asking him, what apartment do you stay in? I've been living here 27 years, I've never seen you guys once. It was a whole lot of nonsense, really. So the guy, it's basically along the lines is that the white girl who stopped the black guy from coming in the, I think it may have been Texas, I can't remember where the girl situation was, but she pretty much did the same thing. She stopped the guy from coming in, wouldn't let him get in, so he basically pushed past her, and she followed him to his apartment, and like was basically just harassing the man the whole time, was stalking him basically. All right, well, here's the thing, man. This is how I feel about that situation. First off, like, I don't understand why people engage these kind of people. Like, if I'm going in an area or something like that and somebody is being racist, obviously being racist, about the situation, and they're asking me if I live there, I'm like, first off, I might say, yeah, I live here. Do you? Oh yeah, I live here. I've been living here. So okay, good for you. Bye. And I'm leaving. I'm walking away. I'm gonna go past them or whatever. If you put your hands on me, then we'll deal with that there, which it rarely ever happens. I don't really see that happening much, but like, it's really just people being fucking nosy and racist, basically. That's all that shit is. And I mean, it happened to me before. I remember one time I was living in this really nice apartments across. They were directly across from the mall, and it was pretty high line apartments, and they had just built the building, so it was fairly new, and it was like a higher line environment, and the community was gated. It was nice. So I was staying there, and I invited a few friends over. So me and my friends were walking from the parking garage to the front door. So we were joking with each other, and it was like, I think it was like 4 of us or something like that. So if I remember correctly, there was an Asian girl walking with this white dude. So a friend of mine says he didn't see her with the guy because the guy was, I guess he was getting something out of his car. So the guy was like, how you doing? Trying to basically talk to her, maybe get her phone number or something. So then the guy comes up behind her, and he was like, oh, never mind. Basically because she had a man. So she turned around and said, do you guys even live here? So one of my friends gets super upset and starts reading this girl to riot at. He started calling her every goddamn name in the book, because it was kind of fucked up, you know, like just assuming we didn't live there because we're all young black guys and shit. And, you know, it made it look like we were walking around not doing anything, but in reality, we were going to the door, coming from the parking garage, because parking garage was connected to the building. So, I mean, she didn't get in my face or no shit like that, but it was just really, it was kind of racist. So, with that said, like, I don't even engage those kind of people personally. Like, you know, somebody asked me something, do you live here? Do you live here? That's what I would have said, man. I just kept it pushing for real. But like, I do appreciate the fact that they're putting these racist people on blast on Twitter. They're putting their fucking information all over the internet, and they're putting like goddamn where they work and all that other shit out there too. And these people are getting fired. And it really is turning into a situation where like the law is not gonna punish you for being racist, but like there's another thing that is the great equalizer. The internet. The internet is the great equalizer. The internet is another form of law, if you ask me, because you can do some shit that's legal and still get the shit torn out of you online. Like, motherfuckers will be passing around your address and your email all that shit. Your phone number will be plastered all over the internet. I mean, and honestly, I don't have any sympathy for people who are racist, so fuck them. Like, if that's what happens to them, it is what it is. I mean, what can I say? Don't be racist. You know what I mean? You know, be tolerant of all people. So that's pretty much all I had to say about that, man. And then the other thing that really bothered me that I saw online yesterday, I'm pretty sure you guys knew I was going to address this. The wrestling kid, man, who had to end up cutting his, he had to let the damn, I think it was looking like she had gloves on. I don't know who the hell she was, but she was cutting this man's dreads off. The damn referee turned out to be some kind of racist that had used the N-word before in 2016, and he got slammed on his head for that shit. And there was a police report about it because the guy was being a racist. So he used the N-word and the guy slammed him on his head. Pretty much that's what happens when you talk shit. You get fucked up. So the guy still was able to be a referee. So he tells the guy, the one wrestler has dreads, but he has a cover covering his dreads. And the rules of wrestling, if I'm not mistaken, which I read online, the rules of wrestling are if you have hair or whatever, as long as it's not giving you an advantage or it's not in the way or interfering with the grappling, you may cover it up. It is allowed. So what ended up happening was the referee wouldn't let him cover it up. He had a cover on it and the referee wouldn't allow it. So he said, look, you can either do one or two things. You can either cut your hair or you can lose the match. If you cut your hair, you can go ahead and wrestle. If you lose the match, or excuse me, if you don't, you'll lose the match. So this guy allows this lady, his white lady, to come over and cut his goddamn dreadlocks off. Bruh. First off, there is no realm of any universe in any parallel galaxy of any reality of any quantum physics theory of any goddamn anywhere in any fabric of being. I don't give a fuck what timeline it is. I don't care. There is no particular possible outcome, but I would have had my hair cut on the sidelines. I would have just took the L, and if I'm gonna take the fucking L, I might as well go ahead and slam you in your head too, just for being a dickhead for real. Fuck that. That's crazy. That man let that woman cut his goddamn dreadlocks off and then had the sad, looked like he was crying. He won the match, but who gives a fuck? Like, dude, you basically just got handled. Like, bro, what the hell? You just let that lady cut your hair because the referee told you that your teammates are gonna take a L if you didn't. Hey, man, and I don't see none of his goddamn teammates taking his side either. I saw one black kid in the background shaking his head no, not saying shit. And I saw a bunch of his other white teammates and maybe his coach just sitting there, you can do it, bro. You can do it, bro. Like, yo, fuck that, man. That's bullshit. And if there was any kind of real teammates or friends, they wouldn't have let that shit go down. Man, that shit is crazy. Like, there is, like I said, yo, that shit wouldn't have been me, man. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck. You ain't paying me or putting no money in my pocket. You are not gonna tell me to cut my goddamn, and even then, who are you to tell me to cut my fucking hair? Fuck you. That's crazy, man. Like, what the hell? That shit surprised me. And like, dude, after he won the match, the referee tried to raise his hand. He didn't even want the referee to really touch his hand, but he had to let the referee raise his hand. That's another thing I didn't like, man. You just let this man violate you, and then you just let this motherfucker raise your goddamn hand and basically have his way with you, pretty much. To hell with that, man. So he's over there walking off the mat crying and shit, and his teammates are like trying to console him. You did good, bro. No, fuck you, man. Fuck all of y'all bitches. I'd have dropped off that wrestling team so fast. I'd have dropped off that wrestling team so fast. The moment he told me to cut my dreads, you would have literally seen a Noob Saibot shadow standing while I was standing there. Like, yo, I would have dropped off that team so fast, you would have seen like the Roadrunner outline of my body from when I ran away from the goddamn situation. There's no way, man. That's crazy. What are you guys thinking about that shit, man? How do you feel about that whole entire scenario? Because I think that shit was ridiculous. You know, put that in the comments, like, comment, subscribe. Of course, you know, let me know what you guys think. If you want me to do another video on something else, you know, you can always put that in the comment section, or if you got a question or something like that, I'd be glad to answer it. As you can see, I just got my windows tinted, so limited sunlight is getting inside my car, which is a good and bad thing. So, you know, let me know what you guys think about everything that we just discussed, and I will holler at you guys on the next run. Peace out.